Hello students, in today's lecture we will learn about wave optics and this is theory part 2. The topic which we will learn in today's lecture first is amplitude ratio, then Young's double slit experiment and last fringe width. So these are the topics which we will cover in today's lecture. Disclaimer: the images used in our slide deck are for educational purposes only. We respect the intellectual property rights of the original creators and owners of these images. If you are the owner of any of the images used in this deck and have any concerns or issues, please contact us at sathi@iitk.ac.in and we shall remove the images. So, topic is amplitude ratio. So, we know that intensity is directly proportional to square of amplitude. So, this is just a simple mathematical calculations. So taking square root both sides, it becomes under root intensity is directly proportional to amplitude. So and the formula for the resultant intensity, that is IR is equal to I1 plus I2 plus 2 root of I1 I2 cos phi, where phi is the phase difference. And the for maximum intensity, phi should be 0 degree, or for the minimum phi should be pi by 2. So there is a two condition for the maximum intensity and the minimum intensity. For the maximum intensity, phi equal to 0 and minimum intensity phi equal to pi by 2. So I max, when you put the all the given values for max in this one in above equation, you will be get I max is equal to a root of I1 plus root I2 whole square, and let this is equation first. Similarly, I minimum, this is the minimum intensity, is equal to under root I1 minus under root I2 whole square, and let this is equation 2. So there is a two equation, we know equation first and equation second. So dividing equation first, this one, by equation second. So I max divided by I minimum is equal to under root I1 plus under root I2 whole square and divided by under root I1 minus under root I2 whole square. So I max divided by I minimum is equal to under root I1 plus under root I2 whole square divided by under root I1 minus under root I2 whole square. So this is the case for the maximum intensity and this is for the minimum intensity. So dividing the denominator and numerator by under root I2 in both above and below terms. So I max divided by I minimum is equal to under root I1 divided by under root I2 plus 1 divided by under root I1 divided by under root I2 minus 1 whole square. So this is just simple mathematical calculation. So I max divided by I minimum is equal to A1 divided by A2 plus 1. So we know, so intensity is directly proportional to square of amplitude. From the we write here A1 divided by A2 plus 1. Similarly, A1 divided by A2 minus 1. So I max, I minimum is equal to R1 R plus 1 divided by R minus 1 whole square. So where R is equal to A1 divided by A2, and this is the amplitude ratio. So this is just simple mathematical calculation. So amplitude ratio is A1 divided by A2. Next is Young's double slit experiment. The British physicist Thomas Young used an ingenious technique to lock the phases of waves emanating from S1 and S2. So in this diagram there is a source and source denoted by S, and this source spread out or generate waves, and that waves emerging from this source S1 and S2. So emanating from S1 and S2, he made two pinholes, and these holes are pinholes S1 and S2, and these are very close to each other. The distance between both the holes are very close on the opaque of the screen, and the distance between screen and the source S1 and S2 is d. This is the distance as shown in this figure. Light waves spread out from S, and this S known as source, and fall on both S1 and S2. S1 and S2 then behave like two coherent sources. Listen carefully. S1 and S2 then behave like a two coherent sources because light waves coming out from S1 and S2 are derived from the same original source, and that original source is which one? The source S. An abrupt phase change in S will manifest in exactly similar phase changes in the light coming out from the S1 and S2. Thus, the two sources S1 and S2 will be locked in the phase. So, there is a diagram. The spherical waves emanating from S1 and S2 will produce interference fringes on the screen G prime. So this is the screen is, suppose this is the screen, and G prime, this one. So this source S denoted by S is spread out some waves like this. This is the waves, or we can say like this. This is the waves. When both are fall on a source, both fall on S1 and S2, this like this, then both the source behave like a coherent source because both the sources are originating from the same source denoted by S. So these waves, this is the known as wavelets. Known as this source S1 and S2 are wavelets, or we can say is the small wavefront. When both the sources are suppose uh, spread out and meet at a point on the screen, so there is a two cases. First for the when the intensity of the both the waves are maximum, so there is a constructive interference, and minimum, then there is a destructive interference. So like this is a source, and this source when falls on S1 and S2, and there is a some interference fringes like this is the central fringe. B naught is represents the central fringe. The distance between source S1 and from this central fringe are equal. S1, so source bright fringe, central fringe, or we can say central fringe. The distance between S1 and central fringe, and the distance between S2 and central fringe B naught, both are equal. So that's why we called this is the central fringe. Clear? Bright and dark fringes are formed on the screen with central point O. So this is the central point O. B note is represent the central point O. This one. This is the central point O. Behaving as the central bright fringe because the distance from S1 and this point are in the both cases are equal. Because for O the path difference is delta is 0. So path difference from S1 to central point, similarly S2 to central point are 0. So here the main point is this: the path difference when the both waves S1 and S2 meet up at the central point. In that case, the path difference should be 0. For light waves reaching at point P, this is the source S1 and source S2, and this light source S1 and S2 reaching at point P, this is point P, situated at a distance x, and this is situated at distance x from the origin. This is, or we can say from the central point. The path difference denoted by delta. So in that case, the path difference would be is equal to S2P minus S1P. S1P. The S2P is greater than as compared to S1P. So which is equal to XD divided by D. XD divided by D. This one. So this is the part difference when both the source waves are meet up at point P. So first case, if XD divided by D is equal to N lambda, then we get nth bright fringe. Hence, position of bright fringes on the screen are given by the relation this one. So this is the position of the bright fringe on the screen. X is equal to N D lambda divided by D. This one. And case second is if XD divided by D is equal to 2N minus 1 lambda by 2, then we get nth dark fringe. Hence, for the nth dark fringe, X is equal to 2N minus 1 D lambda divided by 2D. So there is a two main points. First is the position of bright fringes on the screen, and second is the position of nth dark fringe on the screen, where n is 1, 2, 3 and so on. So both the formulas are important. This one and second one is this. This is for the nth dark fringe. This one. So this is the Young's double slit experiment. Next is fringe width. The distance between two constructive bright and dark fringes is called fringe width and denoted by beta. Thus, beta is equal to d lambda divided by d. So, this is the distance between two consecutive bright and dark fringes. This one, where d is the this is the distance from the source and the screen, and lambda wavelength and small d is the this is the distance between the sources. So, here there is a two condition. First is for the constructive bright fringe, and second is the for the destructive bright fringe. When the intensity, maximum intensity, both when the source S1 and source S2 both are generates maximum intensity and meet up at a point on the screen. So in that case, there is a constructive interference, and when source S1 and S2 spread out, we can say minimum intensity. In that case, there is a destructive interference. So both the interference are important for the exams. And the for a given arrangement, this arrangement as S1, S2 screen and fringes is we can say it is constant, and that is all the fringes are uniformly spaced. Moreover, fringes width beta is directly proportional to D, capital D, and beta is directly proportional to lambda, known as wavelength, and beta is inversely proportional to D. This is the distance between the both the source. So from this formula, I hope all the points are clear. First, second, and third. So this is the important for the exams. This relation and this all three relation comes from the this equation. This one. This is clear. Thank you for your attention.